Marsha P. Johnson was a black transgender woman and drag performer who was a prominent figure during the Stonewall Riots and gay rights liberation of the early 1970s.
Marsha was born in Elizabeth, New Jersey on August 24, 1945. Her middle initial P stands for Pay It No Mind in response for hate and when questioned on her gender identity. She was a drag performer, a sex worker, and an outspoken individual in her youth.
Marsha was a very compassionate and vocal person on inequalities, which made her a mother figure to the LGBT youth in New York. She was a performer, an actress, a drag queen, and muse of famous artist Andy Warhol. Marsha was reported to be one of the main participants in the Stonewall Inn riot on June 29, 1969. Her impact and involvement led to her later founding the Street Transgender Action Revolutionaries, STAR, along transgender woman Sylvia Rivera.
Stonewall Inn was a bar that acted as a safe spot for many in the LGBTQ community. It was a place where many felt that they could be their true selves without the harassment from police and others, although police often lingered outside the inn to try and harass the patrons, and this eventually sparked the Stonewall Riots.
On June 28, 1969, 4 undercover policemen entered the Stonewall Inn in an effort to arrest the LGBT patrons inside. Violence against the police reportedly started after a butch lesbian was restrained. The inn was torched and over 100 patrons joined in against the police. The 2 days of rioting prompted a serious turning point on how gay rights and LGBT individuals were viewed.
What went down at the Stonewall Inn was known as a symbol of resistance against any discrimination against anyone in the LGBTQ community. These riots were the spark for many new organizations to form, some of which were the Gay Liberation Front and the Gay Activist Alliance. Organizations such as these used their power to demand equal rights and acceptance through the use of public confrontations with political officials.
After the riots, Marsha went on to co-found the Street Transgender Action Revolutionaries alongside transgender woman and friend Sylvia Rivera. The STAR organization was founded in 1970 and became a home for the LGBT youth and sex workers in Lower Manhattan.
The organization heavily focused on equality and freedom for all and revolting against the oppressive system. The organization was outspokenly against racism, homophobia, targeted incarceration, and police harassment. The STAR organization had heavy socialist views and believed that all people, male, female, and gender nonconforming, deserve the right to free education, food, and social services.
Marsha and Sylvia were seen as the mothers of the organization because of their compassion and support of the homeless LGBT youth in the area. The organization was seen as a groundbreaking step in the right direction for the gay liberation movement and as a model for other LGBT activist organizations for years to come.
On July 6, 1992, Marsha was found dead in the Hudson River in New York City. Her death was originally ruled out as a suicide until the case was fought to be reopened by not only her friends but many members of the community. Upon further research, a large wound was found on the back of her head, and it's still speculated that she died of assault. However, there hasn't been a criminal investigation into her death.
A petition was signed and there was a statue erected in her name in her hometown to honor everything she's done for the future. In June of 2016, President Obama designated the Stonewall Inn as a national monument to honor how far the LGBT+ equality movement has come. Marsha will forever be remembered as a confident activist, and her legacy will live on in the LGBT community and beyond.